From Dallas, Texas, it's the Pontiac Grand Prix of Dallas. The color, the excitement of round 2 in the Corvette Challenge. Dallas, Texas, host city for round 2 of the Corvette Challenge. I'm Jim Paulson. Welcome to Dallas. I'm with John Powell, the creator of the Corvette Challenge, and from the banked ovals in Phoenix to the road course at Addison. Quite a change, John.
You're absolutely right, Jim. It's a beautiful May day in Addison, Texas, and the road races are back. Our opener at Phoenix was on the oval, and everybody behaved themselves, and there were no crashes. An outstanding performance, of course, by Willie Lewis, who won the race, and Johnny Rutherford, who is not here today because he's qualifying for Indy. But it's a beautiful May day in Addison, Texas, and it's going to be tight action here, Jim. 2 seconds over the whole grid.
The heartbeat of America truly beats in the month of May, and we're ready.
On the front row, pole sitter for the second race in a row, Sean Hendricks. Beside him, a surprising Boris Said.
Tommy Kendall makes his first appearance at the Corvette Challenge at number 92. Beside him, Stu Hayner, the reigning title holder, number 1.
And on the third row, fastest qualifier, again, for 2 races in a row, Bill Cooper. And beside him, Scott Legacy. Jim Paulson, these drivers are under tremendous pressure. Every racer thinks he is born to win, and these races have major corporate sponsors on their teams, and $1 million in prize money.
As the rest of the grid move on for the pace lap, Willie Lewis starting well back in 11th place. Who's going to win?
Well, barring any calamities, I think Bill Cooper's going to have a real strong shot at it.
It's very difficult to pass, so if we have a good, safe race and I get some breaks, I think I can get to the front, and I have a distinct advantage in qualifying. I'm not sure why here, but I've shown that I am appreciably quicker than some of the other cars.
It's very hard to say. I think any one of the first 10 drivers in qualifying, honestly, I wouldn't like to pick anyone at all. I'm not a betting man. How does that sound?
Okay,
any one of the top 10. Any one of the top 10. Maybe Stu Hayner.
I'm not a betting man, and if I was, I don't think I would bet on this. You've got Bill Cooper, you've got Tommy Kendall, Andy Pilgrim, Scott Legacy, and a host of other guys that I'm included, I hope, in that really, I mean, no kidding aside, they're all capable of winning this race and every race that we're doing.
John, your choice here.
Well, a new face in the Corvette Challenge lineup is no new face to racing. The young up-and-coming Tommy Kendall, normally driving a Trans Am Beretta, driving the 92 Exxon Keith Young car, is my pick.
I don't know. I've got to go with our current point leader. I think Cooper has got it today, and we'll be back in a moment. The Corvette Challenge is brought to you today by the heartbeat of America. Today, Chevrolet and Exxon, precision products for precision engines. Should be. We're back in the streets of Addison for the Pontiac Grand Prix of Dallas. Ready for a start, John.
They're under wide open throttle, and the inverted grid means the fastest guys are in the third row. And it's Hendricks in car 7 has the lead into corner 1, followed by Boris Said in car number 10, Kendall in car number 92. And there's a car off the track.
Freddie Baker, he is off, but shouldn't have any trouble getting back into the battle, but he'll be well back, John.
Into corner 3, and Hendricks in car 7, Said in car 10, a consolidated
already shaping up the two EDS cars literally side by side. Don't seem to be running quite as teammates, John.
Red car, Bill Cooper's got by both of them. Now he's closing on 92, Tommy Kendall.
Early here in lap 1, and already Sean Hendricks and Boris fairly well ahead of the pack.
Look at these two EDS cars. They're going hammer and tongs at it. Car 17 is Scott Legacy from Florida. Car number 1 is, of course, Stu Hayner.
That's a good point. I got to be excited about Cooper in number 3. He's looking very competitive. He's certainly got Kendall in sight. I don't know that it'll take him long to get by him.
Bill Cooper is making a move right now. Pops out right now. He's beside it. Will he make it? Yes. Bill Cooper, red number 3, passes 92, Tommy Kendall. Amazing Bill Cooper has gone from 6th place to 3rd place in one lap of this Corvette Challenge.
Points out the excitement we can have, John, when you invert the Fast 6 and you end up with those two fastest cars back in the food row.
One lap, and it's Hendricks, what Boris said, as they stream past the stripe.
Let's break for a track fact from True Sports. Like everything else over the years, technology has certainly made its mark on the world of motorsport. We've gone from film to video to coverage of live events to in-car cameras that give you that driver's perspective of a race. Where can we possibly take you next? This computer-equipped van represents the next technical breakthrough. What General Motors has developed is a data acquisition system that actually monitors the performance of the car as it happens on the track. Now this takes us into a whole new dimension, the ability to transform data into a readily understood format. You're seeing here the vehicle speed. There the brakes are applied. Over here we have the engine RPMs, the gear position, the throttle position, and all of this while the race is actually going on.
We're watching Lou Gelati in car number 2, the Beaver Chevrolet car. He's in 10th place. We're going to show you on screen some information. Here he is, 78, 79, 80 miles an hour. You can see the revs, and he's in 3rd gear as we look through a point of view shot in Gelati's car. Look at the gas pedal. It's a full throttle now. He changes gear, drops back down again.
I love this, John. Talk about technical breakthroughs. This is a knockout for specifically the race viewer. I got a feeling we're going to see a lot more of this sort of thing in future race coverage.
70 miles an hour down the main drag in Addison, Texas, and the cops aren't taking any pictures.
And remember that right on Louisdale is Willie Lewis, who won our first event in Phoenix.
Back to the leaders. It's Hendricks over Boris Said in the number 10 Sony car, and Bill Cooper in number 3. And these guys are going right away from the rest of the field.
Watching the race leaders one more time, this trio beginning to pull away from the rest of the pack.
It's quite a bumpy racetrack, and you'll see at the exit, people are dropping. Oh, no! Andy Pilgrim goes wide into the wall, and I think it was Scott Legacy behind him has gotten it clear, but Pilgrim badly damaged.
Andy Pilgrim now getting out of the car, John. This has been a disappointing start to the Corvette Challenge for him this year.
Here's Andy Pilgrim.
Well, all on my own, really. Clipped the inside of the wall back on, I think it's 12. And which wouldn't normally be a big deal, except when it set me off to the other side of the track, I couldn't bring it back in time, and I clipped the other wall, and then that was it. It was all over.
We're inside Willie Lewis's car number 80. Willie Lewis, the winner at Phoenix. Now, he is really working the steering wheel a little more than I would expect, and I think that's costing him time. There must be some reason for that. Notice the hand moving quite a bit on the steering wheel, and the little corrections. That's pretty much more than I would expect, Jim.
Sony hand again, beautiful coverage here. He comes through corner 6. Oh no!
Something has gone wrong. He's into the tires.
No question, right in front of the Grand Prix office. There's Willie Lewis. Mark Bam just sitting in front of him.
There's a whole traffic jam of people who followed Willie Lewis into the wall. There he is. Lewis has got it going. There goes Beam, and the car is through.
I'm going to say bad luck again for Tommy Rickens, number 22 involved there too, John.
Innocent bystander, but it's Hendricks. Hear the crowd. He's still in the lead, and the pace car is out on lap 10.
So they put Richard Petty back to work in the pace car. He leads Sean Hendricks through gently. This will give an opportunity early for this field to bunch up one more time, John.
Wow, now there is Tommy Riggins, a damaged car, and into the pits, out of the race. He must be very disappointed.
Second race in a row, John, this year. Tommy Riggins has not gained a point as yet.
You know, we're under the yellow here, and I'm Looking at Willie Lewis now, who is out of the race. His car is too badly damaged to continue. There has to be a reason he was using the steering wheel so much that he was moving it from that in-car shot.
John, let's head down to pit row, try to corner Tommy Riggins here and get Tom's perspective on what happened in that incident. Tommy?
Willie Lewis blew a radiator hose or something entering into turn 6 under where it's a heavy braking over there, and it was just like hitting a patch of ice. We all slid. He slid into the wall, and we all just slid right into him. There were 3 or 4 cars involved. There's nowhere to go.
No place to go for NASCAR Tommy Riggins. Bill Cooper's got the door open as he pulls off on the pace.
After 10 laps, John, Sean Hendricks, our race leader, Boris said, holding it nicely in second, right on to third. Why the door open, John? I know sometimes they have the heaters on to help dissipate heat.
I think that's what's going on. There is no ice on the racetrack. There may be some moisture there cleaning up the fluids, getting things ready. The pace car is going to bunch the field up. We've got a whole new race, and we're only 10 laps in.
Well, the pace car comes by one more time with the remainder of our field. We've had a lot out here and a lot of activity. Sean Hendricks, though, and the rest of our race leaders still well up front. My bet on Cooper looking pretty good at this point, and we'll be back right after this break. We're back in Dallas. The pace car laps are off. That means we are set for a restart of round 2 of the Corvette Challenge through corner 14 into the front straight, John.
The race here, Hendricks in the lead, Boris said is second, is Bill Cooper. He went from 6th to 3rd in the first 10 laps, and now he's making a move on Boris said.
He doesn't waste too much time. He did well right off the start. Looks like he wants to do it again. Boris does hold him off here, though.
Now Cooper inside Boris said, I don't know. Wow, side by side, they don't fit. Said into the tires, Cooper into the tires. Cooper's going again. Boris is delayed some.
You know, I think Cooper lost about 4 spots in that incident alone, and now looks like Boris, who lost about 6 positions, is going to do what he can to fight back as well, John.
Well, that was a miscue on Cooper's part. He had every opportunity. He didn't have to do it all on the second corner of the restart, and it's cost him dearly. He's back to 7th. He's got to start all over again.
You know who's done really well in this restart is Stu Hayner, our reigning champion, car number 1, the EDS vehicle, sitting in a nice second place, but Hendricks is pulling away.
Hendricks is profiting the most because he is alone and he can concentrate and augment his position. Whereas behind him, you have Hayner, you have Kendall, you have Legacy, you have Said. They're all battling for position, and it's costing them time.
John Hendricks for Valley Chevrolet in the Corvette. His other interests kind of fun too, John. He's into skiing and bicycling and motorcycling. He certainly has a sensation of speed built in.
He's from Easley, North Carolina, and you know Hendricks is very relaxed after 17 laps in the lead, followed by Stu Hayner and Tommy Kendall.
Field coming through in a beautiful line. No real battles that are happening throughout as yet. They really begun to strung out a little bit, John, but Cooper, I think, is a man we've got to watch. He lost a lot in that last incident. I'm watching for him to fight his way back.
Peter Lockhart is up behind the EDS cars now, and it's Boris Said in the other Sony car into the pits, smoking badly. Obviously, hitting the tires has damaged Boris's car.
Boris's history. The tires caused a little more damage to his vehicle than we thought.
At the top of your screen, you can see the cars are dropping their wheels off in corner 14, and that will do them no good at all. Meanwhile, at the front of your screen, Lou Gelati, car number 2, followed by Bill Cooper. Bill Cooper has lost all those positions. Now he has to move back up. And Jim, I think he's going to get it. Yes, passes Lou Gelati.
He got him. That's embarrassing for Lou. He's here between in front of a whole bunch of his hometown fans, of course. He's trying to impress, I think, today, John.
Jim, let's have another look at that turn 2 incidents between Bill Cooper and
My
Boris
car was
Said.
a little down on power on the restart, and Bill Cooper just came on the inside a little hot and just nudged me into the wall. So it was one of those racing things. I guess it happens.
Boris Said guesses it happens. He's very generous. I think Bill Cooper flat out took him out.
That's the young man who had our Outstanding Achievement Award last season, John. He's got a great attitude. Look at this!
Oh. Peter Lockhart going for a slide for life, and that could damage his car. Sean Hendricks all the time is pulling away, and Lockhart, the Canadian, has moved up, but he's not going to stay up if he keeps driving like that. Bill Cooper, in fact, is currently 5th, has moved in front of Lockhart.
Oh, we're in along pit row. Wild Bob Noakes must have gone off the course here, John. Look at this. They're changing a tire.
Jim, I told you turn 14 would bite, and there he's taken 6 inches out of the Dynac magnesium wheel. Ripped it right off.
Look at this, John. Young Tom Kendall enters the series and has a go at the reigning champion, Hayner, and Hayner gets off the course.
Kendall puts away second. This is the fight for second place. Kendall is driving the Keith Young Dallas Chevrolet car, and now Hayner trying to get his position back. Legacy behind him. He's trying to stay out of trouble by the look of it while these guys fight it out. Kendall just brushed the wall. He's currently second. The action is so tight.
You know, I swear this trio in the battle they're involved in right now, they're actually gaining ground on Sean Hendricks as well, John.
Well, that's not good news for Hendricks if they're in fact gaining ground, but Legacy and Hayner are so close, and now Peter Lockhart is up to 6th behind Bill Cooper, who is now 5th. Billy Cooper is working so hard, and look at that! Legacy bumps out 3 abreast into corner 1. Who will take it?
Well, they fall into single file dealing with corner 1, and I think Kendall's going to lose out here.
Kendall on the inside into corner 2, and then it's Hayner. It's, oh, wow. I think Hayner's going to get it back, and then Legacy's inside. It is still 3 abreast. This doesn't work. Hayner grabs it. Hayner's got it.
Kendall is surrounded. He's in the eating a sandwich here and trying to survive, but in fact, Hayner has given it to him. He's a beautiful battle happening there. In the meantime, Cooper gains ground on them, John.
Look at the action. Here it comes. Legacy beside Kendall as they go down into the corner. Who's going to take it? He bobbles. Legacy takes it. Kendall has dropped 1 more spot.
Well, here we go now. Cooper, in fact, is right up on Kendall, and we could see another pass here very shortly. Kendall's not having a good moment.
Oh, Gelati spins and tags the wall, and now he's facing the wrong way.
No, Lou, we must race the
He's
other
going
direction.
the right way backwards. Dukes of Hazzard. Wild man, Lou Gelati spins around, hits the wall. He's going again.
A lot of changes are happening behind our race leader, Sean Hendricks. It is going to be an exciting finish here in the Grand Prix of Dallas, and we'll be back for it right after this. Back in Dallas, Sean Hendricks in the red Corvette leads the challenge, but the war is for second, John.
2 EDS cars, Scott Legacy, Stu Hayner, side by side through corner 1, and Legacy is off the track, opposite lock, through the grass, back on again. Hayner stays in front. They're still very close, but then there's Kendall and Cooper in the blue and red car beside him. This is very, very tight. Kendall wants it back. Legacy wants to get Hayner, and Cooper wants them all.
Well, the fact is, Hayner gained a real advantage there by simply scaring Legacy off, and now Kendall gives him a tap there, I think.
They actually touched, and these cars are quite sensitive. You can't afford to get crossed up. You lose too much ground. And Peter Lockhart in car number 11, the Sony car, is up, and now Cooper inside Kendall. Takes it away. They touch, but Cooper had it clean.
Now Kendall drops back about a car length. Let's go in car. Have a look at this pass one more time from the Sony Handicap, John. We should see the touch about here.
That's it. Notice that Kendall has a fairly light touch on the steering wheel. These in-car shots are very interesting as he chases Cooper, but he's lost some momentum, Kendall has. And there, Lockhart goes inside in the Sony car and passes Kendall.
So, Peter Lockhart, another candidate, gets by as well, and Kendall not having good fortune.
No, Kendall takes it back. Notice that inside line, and once again, what a superb driver Kendall is. Fighting with Lockhart and losing a position, getting it back. This is true, real racing in the Corvette Challenge.
Okay, let's give Kendall a moment or so, and of course, we'll see if he can't fight his way
off the track. And that, whoa, look at that. And that couldn't cost him any time. The car can get damaged, and now Lockhart taking advantages inside Kendall through into corner 1, but doesn't quite make it.
Yep, the big drag race there, but Kendall does come out the winner. But back to this war. Are you sure they're teammates here, John?
It's hard to know. Stu Hayner, the EDS car number 1. Scott Legacy, EDS car number 2. They are in second and third. Bill Cooper in third. And of course, Sean Hendricks leads. Look, there he goes. Legacy down inside Stu Hayner. And look, Jim. Hayner takes it back. Legacy goes wide.
How could Legacy do that twice in a row in that corner, the very same line he took off into the meadow there, John?
Stu Hayner, the 88 champion, is giving driving lessons to young Scott Legacy out of Florida.
I'd be curious what's running through Cooper's mind. He's got to be sitting there just for a moment or so saying, oh, hold it. Let's let these two sort it out, and then I'll jump in.
Jim, best seat in the house for Bill Cooper. He's really having to work at it. He's watching all this action. I want a great fight between Tommy Kendall and Peter Lockhart, but Kendall has dropped back. All this action causes you to drop back. Sean Hendricks, our leader, continues to profit from all this.
Well, you know, car number 1, our reigning champion from last year in the Corvette Challenge, may not have shown us that much on the Oval in Phoenix, but boy, you get him back on the street course, John, and
My goodness, I've never seen anything like it.
A tire on the track there. What happened?
Jim, we have to be concerned with, is Stu Hayner all right? That was an enormous impact, a 3,300-pound car, upside down on the racetrack. The marshals are rushing to it. I pray that Stu Hayner has survived this enormous crash.
You know, the fence worked beautifully, John. Unfortunately, perhaps the car went in here, that roof side. The marshals have a look in now.
The car has a roll cage. It is designed to protect the driver. He's all right. Thumbs up.
Oh, boy.
Now, watch the replay here. The tire comes off John Brand's car. It's rolling so that it launches Stu Hayner's car right in the air, right off the ground. I've never seen this happen before in closed-wheel competition. And Hendricks gets away, and behind him, Scott Legacy, once again, narrowly avoids trouble.
Well, following that flight, Stu Hayner appears to be okay. We'll be back for the conclusion of the Corvette Challenge after this. We're back with the pace car. 1 lap remains of the Corvette Challenge in Dallas, and for the second time, John, looks like we'll end this under a yellow.
Hendricks will win. Scott Legacy will be second. He has stayed out of trouble, and there's Stu Hayner. And he's smiling. He's not very happy, but, you know, he's happy to be alive, and we're happy for him as well.
And a checkered flag, John. This event is over. The checkered flag is up.
It's a first-time win for young Sean Hendricks from North Carolina, driving for Ken Wallace from Valley Chevrolet, Jim.
Look at that gentle wave Sean is giving the audience. You know he's ecstatic about this victory here, John. Well, we got Stu Hayner along pit row. Let's review this major incident from earlier.
Just as I was going by him, his right rear tire fell off, and I went up and over it, and it turned into be quite a ride. The front went over first and got the front up probably 7 or 8 feet, and then the back hit the rear tire and launched the car. And well, I've heard all sorts of reports, but someone said I need a pilot's license. I was that high, so it was, you know, it was quite an exciting ride. But you know, thank goodness I was in a new Chevrolet Corvette, and it wasn't, you know, as tough as what they are, because it could have been a pretty bad deal otherwise.
Well, John, Texas famous for space research and so on. Not the kind of launch we like to see, though, in this series.
They say racing is a cruel sport. Stu Hayner had second place locked up, Jim, and you really think that it should have ended better for him. Scott Legacy finishes second now. He kept his EDS car out of trouble. And let's go to Victory Circle.
All my crew guys did a great job on my car and set it up, and they just got out there and just cruised around today. Everything that was happening bad was happening behind me, you know, and I just got out there and just went on, and I love it.
Well, the day belonged to Sean Hendricks, our winner. Scott Legacy second, Bill Cooper, Tom Kendall in fifth, Peter Lockhart. Here's Scott.
Well, I tell you, it's a war. I'm happy. I'm pleased. I'm a little sad for Stu. He was running really strong in the second position, and I tried a lot of things to get by him, and I kind of went to school with him. Gave me a couple lessons there, and I was a little sad to see what happened. The guy back marker's tire came off, and Stu went right over top of it upside down, and he's lucky to be out in one piece. So, but good race.
It's just too bad that I moved up the last place the way I did. I felt very bad for Stu. He was driving an excellent race and would have been there, and those things happen. We've all been there, but I don't like to see that happen.
Well, Sean Hendricks may have led this race from flag to flag, but it was no parade by any means. Round 2 of our Corvette Challenge this year, most exciting. I'm Jim Paulson from John Powell. We'll see you again in California. second round of the Corvette Challenge was brought to you by Goodyear and Mid-America Design.